The big story that we've been tracking over the last couple of hours, and it's all over even before we got into it, because in a couple of minutes, in exactly 5 minutes, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have been granted bail for a surety of 50,000 rupees. The next date of hearing has been scheduled for the 20th of February. What does this now mean? What will the BJP do next? The Congress, we are told, is having a presser around 4 p.m. But I want to go to Aman Sinha of the BJP, who joins us at the moment. Aman Sinha, your first reactions to what you've heard. Aman Sinha is still getting himself mic'd up, I can see. So we'll wait to hear from Aman Sinha in a moment. We'll also be getting a guest from the Congress party who will be joining us in a moment to get a first reaction of the Congress party to what we believe is primarily a... Okay, Rahul Kanwal as Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Rahul, I want to ask one question from me while you ask the question to Abhishek Manu Singhvi. He accused the media of creating the hype. Didn't the Congress party create the hype in the first place with this show of strength today?
2 minutes. Okay, we've got Dr. Singhvi joining us now. Dr. Singhvi, satisfactory day. Dr. Singhvi, we're live on India Today at this time. Dr. Singhvi, are you satisfied with the way things went in court today? Are you satisfied with the way things went?
I do not see the slightest reason for dissatisfaction. Today was a day for bail. We've got bail. Now there is nothing else to be said. The matter is over. On another day, it's on something else. We'll deal with it that day.
Do you think it was a particular blow to Subramaniam Swamy, who was arguing that they shouldn't be given bail? They'll run away.
I don't like to use these words, particular blow or not. All I say is that knowing the fact that these are people with deep roots in society, these are people who've held high public office, these are people who've never had any flight risk, these are people who have no such allegation earlier, and these are people who have always shown faith in the courts. Dr. Swamy perhaps should not even have raised the plea. Instead, he insisted that both passport and or travel restrictions should be imposed. The court heard patiently and rejected the matter. That's about it.
Do you look at this as a political battle, a legal battle, or a political cum legal
battle? Both. I have never found any contradiction between the two. It is only the press which creates a contradiction. In the courts, we keep it strictly legal. But if I was to file a criminal complaint against Mr. Modi, all of you would say from the rooftop that's politically motivated. I don't understand why, when we say that in Parliament and elsewhere, that Dr. Swamy goes and proclaims proudly about changing the ED, is a senior member of the CC and does this complaint. Well, why can't we say it's politically motivated? But that's a parliamentary issue, not a court issue. And there is absolutely no contradiction between the two.
But given the fact that two courts have said that they did find some element of criminality in the observations that they made, two separate occasions, is that a concern to you as a defense counsel?
The same order say that this is a summoning order. It is not a finding on the merits. It is not a decision on the trial. After all, the same order stands, we got bail just now.
But we've also seen subsequent investigations that show in several of the properties that were in the name of the National Herald, construction is now going on, commercial complexes are being built, which is different from the original
purpose.
That
is nothing but press speculation.
No,
Unfortunately, press speculation on a subject where the press doesn't appear to know the law at all. Right. You are dealing with a criminal charge, a summoning order. Unless and until these are events covered under that, it's completely irrelevant.
The Gandhi seemed quite relieved.
Like a running train journey, you cannot keep loading issues as the train wagons keep passing.
The Gandhi seemed quite relieved as they exited court.
That's your subjective reading. They were never frightened in the first place.
Dr. Singhvi. That was Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi speaking to us at India Today. Really, Rajdeep, they're trying to play down what this means, but I was standing like about a foot away from Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi as they got into their car. They were beaming. Rahul had this big beaming grin on his face, very relieved, because remember, in the way that this has been hyped up by Dr. Swamy, in the way that this has been hyped up by elements in the BJP, also by the media, it seemed as if something very dramatic could happen in court today. We, of course, by speaking to lawyers, knew that that would not be the case, which is the way it turned out. And after the court appearance, both the Gandhis and their counsel seem rather relieved. This seems to be a big blow. Remember, we've seen several people exit. They've all stopped to speak to the media. The only person who got got into his car right away and went home is Dr. Subramaniam Swamy. Things didn't go as per plan for him. In court, he announced very dramatically that they'll run away from India if you give them bail. So he tried to impress the judge with that. The judge, of course, didn't buy that in the least, and that is something which Dr. Swamy will have to think about, where he got his legal strategy so wrong, at least as far as today's bail hearing is concerned.
Rahul, you know, as you are there, lots of people, your admirers are gathering around you. I'm going to go to Aman Sinha for a moment. Aman Sinha, BJP there, as Rahul says, part of the strategy for Subramaniam Swamy to go to court and say, take back their, or sort of hold back their passports as a condition for the bail because they will run away from the country. That was not accepted. So in that sense, by putting all your eggs in Dr. Swamy's basket, even though this is a procedural stage only, are you running a huge risk? I mean, what if Dr. Swamy, as part of his attempt to take on the Gandhis, takes a maximalist position as he did today in the court? Do you run some kind of a risk?
No, Rajdeep, let me also remind you that this is a private criminal complaint filed by Dr. Swamy when he was not even a member of the BJP. But anyhow, you know, Rahul was saying things were hyped up, and things were hyped up by the Congress party itself. And, you know, the way they tried to, you know, get some, pull some political mileage out of judicial legal proceedings, this was, everybody knew that this is going to happen, but still they wanted to, you know, make some very dramatic big show out of it and tried to, you know, draw political mileage out of legal judicial proceedings. This is quite unethical and unfair.
Right.
And let me tell you that as far as summoning order is concerned, today they say that they are coming and respecting the majesty of the court, but they themselves challenged the summoning order twice, and the summons were upheld right up till Supreme Court,
No,
right up till High Court, where the High
Mr.
Court had a
Sinha,
categorical finding that there is an element of criminality which is involved, and prima facie ingredients of 403, 406 and 420 and 120B were made out.
no, let's be fair. Let's stick to the facts. The fact is, at this stage, no finding has been made. The fact is, the court has made certain observations. That's what we have. But yes, you make a good point that no. 1 minute, Mr. Sinha.
Was challenged, Rajdeep.
No. 1 minute, Mr. Sinha. You made one good point that the Gandhis in the past had chosen to challenge the summons, which, as today's proceedings have shown, was perhaps a mistake. They could have easily gone ahead and appeared before the court. This entire tamasha would not have taken place. And as we are seeing outside the Congress office now, there are the usual the Congress supporters who've gathered, and you've seen Rahul and Sonia Gandhi come before them. So clearly the Congress wants to exercise maximum mileage out of what they've seen there. There you have Rahul and Sonia Gandhi now coming in, all the Congress leaders, some of them even bowing before the Congress. This is classic Congress. Rajiv Shukla making clear that he is there where the cameras are. RPN Singh of the Congress, the former Minister of State for Home there. So this is at 24 Akbar Road. The Congress, as I said, and I thought would seem to have converted a procedural matter into a political victory. That's an interesting way to put it. Am I right to say that? A legal procedure into a political victory. Look at that. It appears that they will now appear before the gathering there. But the point that Aman Sinha made is a valid point. The Congress should have appeared, should not have chosen to challenge the summons in the first place.
And that is why they got a negative order against them when the court dismissed their appeal.
Right.
It stated that it smacks of criminality. And thus the difficulty is that how do you now circumvent that before the magistrate's court? And that is something that the
let me just convert to Subramaniam Swamy, who's there for a moment.
Sure.
Workers are also there.
Sure.
So in a way they are trying to show their strength.
No, you see, the issue is that this vendetta question was raised before the trial court judge, Ms. Manocha. It was raised before Justice Sunil Gaur. Both have dismissed it. Supreme Court in previous judgments, also in the Bhajanlal case of 1992, they dismissed this. They say that each time, maybe there's a vendetta. But the fact is, we have to look at the data, the facts, and so on. If the facts are strong, it doesn't matter whether the person has brought it to the notice of the police authorities because of a vendetta.
Mr. Swamy, were you also briefing the senior leadership of Bharatiya Janata Party? Because this is what another allegation of Congress.
Well, I have so many friends. I'm an old Jansanghi. I started my career in Jansang. All these people, many of them, when I was youth president, they used to be my general secretaries. Like Venkaiah Naidu was my state president of Andhra. I know them all personally, and we run into each other all the time. They will ask me what is, what's going on in this, where will it go, have you got enough material, that sort of thing. That is, if you call that uprising, I have not taken an appointment with the Prime Minister and gone and spoken to him at all. In fact, I have never spoken to the Prime Minister verbally in his office on this question.
Mr. Swami, what next?
I will lead evidence in February, and I wanted to do it right away, but they said no, please give us till February. Then I said to Sybil, if you say please, I will agree to a adjournment. So he said, please have it on February 20th. I said, okay.
Mr. Swami, many of us were not there inside the court
Yes.
room. What exactly happened?
All my wife, who's also a lawyer, who's also my teacher-in-law, and then my two, people who have been connected, Ishkaran Bandari and Jatinder Chaudhary, who are standing at the back. They were there, and then there was Dilip Kumar, who practices in the Patala court. We three were there. They three were there. My wife was there. I was there. We were sitting. First came Ahmed Patel. He exchanged greetings and went and took the back row. And then after some time, the lawyers came. Of course, they are all very friendly. I know them from a long time. And then, of course, Mrs. Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, they trooped in. And they were put in a corner where the accused are supposed to stand. They were not allowed to sit. Except Motilal Vora, who's I think 88 or 87 or 88, he was allowed to sit on seeking permission to sit. So the court then said, I thought they will say they will not take bail, but which is what they've been announcing. But they produced a ready-made bail application, and they put it before the judge, and then the judge said, okay, who's going to stand surety? So it turned out for Sonia Gandhi it was A.K. Antony, and for Rahul Gandhi it was Priyanka Gandhi, and five, each of them. I don't think Manmohan Singh was asked to be a surety for anybody. Maybe they're not sure of him. But the fact is that they never protested, saying, no, we want... At one stage, they made a passing remark about exemption. The judge said, no. We'll see at the next hearing, you'll no exemption. So the exemption part was not accepted. Then he asked me, you have anything? I said, yes. These people have a habit of disappearing. And sometimes they disappear for 57 days without notice. And, trial will get delayed. So therefore, they should seek your permission before going abroad. Then he said, well, they are held very responsible position. And at this stage, I cannot think that they will leave just like that to disrupt our court. So I will not accept that. And that means that in future, if they do that, they leave when the court is going to meet and they are supposed to be here, then I can again raise it. So I was quite satisfied with the way everything went. Then there was a question of date when I will start the evidence. And then there will be cross-examination and all that. So in that, you see, I think the issue of when that would be held, they wanted some documents. I said I'll give it to them in 1 week, the complaint copy, etc., which they already have from the Delhi High Court. But still, there's a technicality, so they wanted an extra copy. So I agreed to that, and I wanted the date in January. They said no, February. Then it was said 13th. Then Sybil said no, please make it 20th. I said I won't agree. The judge was also on my side on this. But then I told, he said please. So I said if you say please, I will agree. And I agreed. हिंदी में देखिए आज सारे जो अब क्या कहते हैं अपराधी या आरोपी या मुल्जिम उर्दू है नहीं anyway, तो मैं आरोपी कहूँगा आरोपी आज सारे उपस्थित रहे सिर्फ ये पिट्रोडा नहीं आए थे तो पिट्रोडा के लिए मैंने कहा कि वारंट जारी करनी चाहिए
Okay, so Dr. Swami there claiming that this isn't in any form a political setback or a judicial setback for him, and perhaps he's right to the extent that on procedural grounds, it was expected that the Gandhis would get bail, but Dr. Swami's plea that their passport should be revoked or the passport should be held by the court was rejected. So in that sense, Dr. Swami has received a bit of a blow to his campaign against the Gandhi family, claiming that they will run away from the country. Has the BJP erred in putting all its eggs in Dr. Swami's basket? Is the Congress making a procedural matter into a political victory and thereby perhaps also misreading the situation? The Gandhi family meanwhile is continuing